Slippers are light footwear that are easy to put on and off and are intended to be worn indoors, particularly at home. They provide comfort and protection for the feet when walking indoors. Likewise, it uses in outdoors. The first slippers were made in China around 4700 BCE. In those days, slippers were made of woven rush, cotton, and leather. Later, they evolved to include a babouche design and were spread throughout the world. Among other things, they were distributed in expensive hotels. Slipper derives from the Old English language from the words slipper and slipor, which mean slip shoe. Tsinelas came from Spanish phrase tsinelas, which means slippers or sandals. Tsinelas in the Philippines became popular due to its simplicity, flexibility, reliability, and modesty. It is pleasant to wear, affordable, lightweight, functional, convenient, and available anywhere. Tsinelas, for Philippine history, culture and tradition, was a symbol of discipline and punishment. Corporeal punishment against kids before was symbolized by tsinelas. Kids in 1960s, 1970s and 1980s, for sure, will agree that tsinelas were a sort of disciplinary tools used by their parents. What was the first slipper ever discovered? The first slipper in history has an Oriental origin, and was called the babouche slipper. It was in a Coptic tomb of the 2nd century that we have found the oldest babouche slippers, decorated with gold foil. The French word babouche describes a flat Moroccan slipper so soft that you can flatten the part that would cover your heel, and wear it under your feet. Deeper research reveals the word is Persian in origin, from papush, Persian with the pa, referring to foot. Slippers evolved throughout the years. Modern slippers as we know them in our modern world may have been invented by Florence Melton or Alvin Slipper. A quick online search suggests that it was Alvin Slipper who invented the slipper, purely because he was fed up of his feet being cold, something which seems almost too simple to be true. Others say Florence Melton happened to invent the slipper by chance in the 1940s. Did you know that in Philippine history the Spaniards is not the one who influenced the Filipinos to wear slippers? Let's find out. Long before the Spaniards rediscovered the Philippines, the Japanese assimilated into the local population in the 15th century. In 1600, there were as many as 3,000 Japanese in Manila. Japanese settlements were also established in Ilocos, Davao, and parts of the Visayas. Although the Japanese word for slippers is zori, Filipinos called the slippers tsinelas, which comes from the Spanish word tsinelas. In summertime when the ground was dry, the Japanese used a basic rice straw zori. In the Philippines, Manila hemp or abaca fiber was used to construct the slippers. Other types of Japanese slippers had wooden soles, which probably influenced the Philippine bakyas design. The bakya or wooden clogs were once the most commonly used footwear in the Philippines before the introduction of rubber sandals. When rubber sandals or slipper came out, it was one design widely known, called flip-flop slipper. Flip-flops are a type of light sandal, typically worn as a form of casual footwear. They consist of a flat sole held loosely on the foot by a Y-shaped strap known as a toe thong that passes between the first and second toes and around both sides of the foot, or can be a rigid base with a strap across all the toes. This style of footwear has been worn by the people of many cultures throughout the world, originating as early as the ancient Egyptians in 1500 BC. At United States, the flip-flop has been popularized from the Japanese zori, after World War II, as soldiers brought them back from Japan. They became a prominent unisex summer footwear starting in the 1960s. Why is it called flip-flop and what does it mean? Let's find out. Because of how they're made, the rubber soles slap against the bottom of your feet as you walk, making a flip-flop sound. The name, flip-flop, is thus an example of onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia means a word or a thing's name comes from the sound that it makes. Flip-flop remains essentially the same in the 21st century. New technology has now been developed that claims to strengthen leg muscles while you walk. No matter how the flip-flop was born or the varieties of materials used through the many years, one thing we know for sure is, as they became adopted into American pop culture, they evolved into the colorful, bright, fun, comfortable essential footwear. Slippers were used to replace shoes inside. Whether it was about fashion, cold feet, or wanting to keep grimy boots away from the clean floors, there is a practical reason for people using slippers. Nowadays, it's one of these human things that are undeniably essential for us in our own homes. In the final thought, slippers were simply hygienic, affordable, durable footwear that we can rely on, whether it's in indoor or outdoor. So put on your slippers now, idle, and give me thumbs up. Thanks a lot for coming.